Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm Christy Hickey and we are here live with Fluid Art Thursday on Magic Mix. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. I've got a couple of little different techniques I want to show you doing feathers. And the thought came up the other day when we were doing Crafty Tuesday. One of the girls that is in our group thought we were going to be painting feathers, and we were actually making earrings with feathers in them. So that gave us an idea to do today. So I hope you're doing well. Hope you have a beautiful day. We've got a great day here in Florida, and I'm running a few minutes behind, but it's all good. Let's put the camera down and we'll get started. I want to thank everybody for tuning in and watching the videos when you can, if you're not able to do it live. I have a 16 by 20 canvas here, and I kind of preliminary drew where I'd like to do the feathers. And I have 3 different techniques to show you. One with string, one with a paper towel, and one with the swiping tool. So we ought to be able to get a very good idea as to what we like best. And I kind of drew this in a circle. Hopefully we can have the design, and if it works out right, I can make it look like a wreath of feathers. So I have apple barrel craft paint, and it has Floetrol in it, and that's what I'm going to use for the base. Yes, I'm going to cover up my drawing, but what I did over here in this little corner, I drew my image over here so that way I can have a reference to go by. And I've already sanded it. It's a good tight canvas. Got a little bit of eraser residue on it. Okay, that looks good. Hey Sherry, how you doing? We're just getting started. And I'm not sure, I've been thinking about putting a color with the white for the background. You know, give the background a little bit of interest. So there's just a little bit of white paint left in there. I want to hold on to that in case I need it at the end. I had all kinds of errands to run this morning, and one of them was getting more Floetrol. I drove right by Lowe's and forgot it. Sherry's telling me not to get paint on this Alabama shirt. Yeah, she's right. It was Mama's shirt, big Alabama fan, and yeah, she would have a fit if she knew I was painting in it, but it will be okay. I promise. Famous last words, right? I don't know. Let's just go with the white, because I think I'm going to do the feathers in multicolor, and that way the color of the feathers won't fight anything that I put on the background. So we'll go that way. And if it needs something, I can always splatter paint on it. So what I'm doing here, if this is your first time watching, is I am floating out the base. And the base paint is made up of white apple barrel craft paint with Floetrol. And the recipe for that is 1 part paint, 1 part Floetrol. So it's a 50-50 mix. Most of your craft paints are going to be that way. You will have some artist grade paints that are thicker and have a heavier pigment in it. You'll find that you'll need to do it a 3-to-1 ratio. Say 1 ounce of paint to 3 ounces of the Floetrol. And I've just started experimenting with different mediums. I've always been real happy with the Floetrol. I've always gotten pleasing results, and believe me, it took a lot of watching videos of other artists, watching their recipes, and I really think that it has a lot to do with the weather, also the paint that you're using. Deco art here where I live is a little hard to get a hold of, so I use apple barrel. And you'll get a little bit different results. So just experiment. Start with smaller canvases and mix up your recipe and go from there. You know, I got a lot in the closet that I'll be painting over, but it's all a learning experience and experiment. Hey, Racy, thanks for joining. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. I'm just covering these edges. And even though we're not going to have any paint flowing over the sides like a dirty pour, it's best just to go ahead and cover your edges. That way you don't have to do it later. And sometimes the edges look pretty painted a different color. So now I need to do this side. And I'm just kind of taking a little bit of the paint off the top and putting it over on the edge. All right, don't be too concerned about your paint on top of the canvas being perfectly level. All right, that's the job of the Floetrol. As it dries, it will level itself out. All right, there's our base coat. And you have a bad storm coming that way, Sherry? Huh. We're supposed to get some bad weather tomorrow. But actually, I don't think the weatherman knows, really, because they predict what kind of weather we're going to have here, and we rarely ever get it. So, let's start off with the string method. That was really pretty. I have 3 different kinds. This is a jute, and it is a 2-ply. And this is a green jute that must be a 3-ply. It's a little bit thicker. And then I have a natural jute that is about the same as this. Nope, it's a little bit thinner. I might use this. It's got a lot of fuzzies on it though. Yeah, I think I'll use this one. And there's something on the canvas. What is that? Okay. This little area here is where I'm going to put the paint. Let me move this over just a hair. There we go. Shelly's taking a nap. I'll tell you what, she's lucky she can do that. I started to a while ago, and I thought if I did, I might not wake up in time for the video at scheduled time. So, all right, what color are we going to do this first feather? We have bright blue, and we could do this one in my favorite colors. Let's see. Bright blue, metallic cobalt blue, and what other color we got down here? Bethalio green. I think navy's going to be too. All right, let's do these for the first. Well, how about these three colors? That's a good contrast. Bright blue, Caribbean, and Bethalio green. That'll be a good contrast right there. And metallic cobalt blue, we could save for another one. Put that down. These paints here in the bottles, I've gotten to where I've stopped adding silicone because you never know when you're going to want to do a painting without silicone. And I've been doing more without silicone than I have with silicone. So it's always easier to add it to it than versus adding or mixing up more paint without it. So what I'm going to do here is get a paper towel and wipe the tip off this. All right, and I'm going to puddle a line of it. Turn this other light on. There. So my petal of green is here, and we'll go with the blue after that. Clean the tip, it comes out pretty fast. And next, the Caribbean. Okay, now I've cut, this is probably going to be way too long. Let's see. Let me draw a picture. I know it'll go back, but let's see. Stand up here and I'll draw myself a circle first. It's not a very good circle, but it's a circle. It gives me a starting point. Okay, and I'm going to do them like in a triangle. So here, here, and here. Okay. Now, some of y'all might be able to do this in your head and see it on the canvas. Sometimes I've got to draw it. Either have something to look at or draw. So what I'm going to do here is go like up here, here. This may not be too long. Cut just a little bit of it off. So what I'm doing here is give myself a middle line. Here's the middle, and here's the middle. We have here, 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 middle. Okay. So I'll go like this, and then around here, and then down this way. All right, let's see how that works. I'm going to put this string in the paint, and you want to saturate it. I'm double dipping. Let's see. I'm going to keep getting stuff on the canvas. We'll pick this up. And then start over here. If I had more space, I could have drawn out a longer line. Okay. Well, Calipena has joined us, and I hope I've pronounced that correctly. So I want to start off with the dark end, this end here. And I will lay it very gently out. And then I want this to curl this way. Okay. I'll let that sit there for a minute. I may have too much of a curve in it. I don't know. That in itself is an experiment too. Tip needs a little bit more paint on it where my hand was, or my fingers. Okay. I've done the string feathers before, but not in such a big curve. So I'm getting this ready in case I need to throw it away. All right, I'm going to pick it up with the tweezers. And what you're going to do is you're going to pull it very close together all the way around. Okay, not bad. Not bad at all. All right, so what we've got to do now is we'll go back the other way. First, we're going to get all this paint off of this string. Okay. And we're going to reapply the paint just like we did before. I can see where the Floetrol is making some cells. That's okay. Sometimes that helps add interest. So let's see, pick this up. And we're going to double dip it down like this. And hold it with one hand. Sometimes you need 3 hands. Here's the blue. Caribbean. Okay. And yes, I want to start. So what I'm going to do is go on the back side Oh, how about that? Needed a longer string. I can touch this up. The string method, if you don't have gloves on, it is very messy. All right, so I need blue and the Caribbean, which is this right here. I want to touch that end up and let it sit for a minute afterwards so I can see what that Floetrol is going to do. May have to give it a second application. Plus we got to put our quill in here too. I'm going to put a dab of green. Okay, let that set for a few minutes and we'll go on to the other technique. We might have to end up doing that a second application. I cleaned up my space and I can't find anything. It's a start. It's a start. Now this other one, let's see. The other feather will go about right here out this way. And then there will be one here going this way and out. So might need to go out a little bit further like that. And then this one, I will end up running into some of this other feathers, which is okay. It's all right. This next one, let's do some yellow and some of the orange and pink or green. What do y'all think? We have purple. How about right, let's do this. We'll do this color combination. Let's go for the green stem. And this one, we're just going to put like polka dots. I think I want a dark green with that too. Let's see. We'll use this. Okay. Now for the yellow. It's been quite some time since I've done a feather technique. You know, if you don't use your skills often, you have to practice. And we still have that April special going on for registration. Y'all need to check it out at thepouringartist.com for the first fluid art convention that's being held in Orlando. It is going to be wonderful, awesome, big time, lots to do, prizes given away. There's going to be raffles, 43 different classes, 13 art instructors. It is going to be so much fun, y'all. Please check it out. I've got the web address on the description for the video. Now, this technique, where's my rag? It fell on the floor. I'm going to swipe this, and I just have this little card here that was a store card that's no longer here. I just cut it in half, okay? Rounded the edges off a little bit. I have one that's pointed and a smaller edge rounded off. So what we're going to do here is swipe, and I'll probably clean the tool off in between each swipe. We'll see how it goes first. Get my towel ready. Okay. And I'm just going to lay it carefully, softly on top of the paint and swoosh. Not bad. Okay, I can put more in there, but this is a good beginning. Very, very pretty colors. I hope y'all can see that. Hey, Joan Lee, we are doing your feathers today. Thanks for joining in. And I haven't wiped the tool off, and I'm getting really pretty results. So I'm just going to continue and see if I can do this opposite way. It's always a little bit easier one way than the other. Let's see, I'll turn this around a little bit. That might help. I think it does. All right. So I'm going to touch lightly and swoosh, swoosh. Yep. Okay. Now I'm just kind of like fine tuning it. Might need to put a little bit more paint on the canvas in some spots. Okay. And it takes a light touch too. It doesn't require a whole lot of pressure. Okay, we'll do this side again. I'm just going to take the edge of the tool and draw us a little line. All right, let's let that settle for a minute. I think I may have to end up doing this one again because it's really soaking in, especially the green. So, all right, now this one, we're going to go up and over like this. And that is going to be done with a paper towel. This was really cool. I just saw this technique this morning when I was finding all the different techniques. And let's see, how did she do that? Oh, she did like a little dirty pour. So let me get a small cup. We have the paper towels. I've got several of them in here, and I just cut them into small pieces. So they're about that big. It's very easy to be able to handle. Okay. And I think I've cut 4 of them. Some a little bit bigger than the others. Leave that one right there. Okay, so this one we can do a dirty pour. And I have a little 2-ounce cup here. And that's what we'll use. And let's see, let's do the pink and the purple. We could add green. Green could be our common denominator. This is kind of a bluish green. This is light magenta, Artist Loft. And this is Artist Loft metallic purple. I didn't mark the bottle, but I know that's what that is. And then we have a deep magenta. So let's start off with the blue-green. We'll just pour a little bit in here. All right. Move this out of the way. Don't need it. And this is the light magenta. I'm just going to put it right on top. And the purple. Oops. All right, now we're going to do it over again. We're going to have 2 layers of all the colors. Oh, how pretty. A butterfly just flew up to the dining room window. I'm going to try my hand at gardening this year. I planted some vegetables yesterday, and we'll see how they do. It's a very small garden. I figured I would learn first by a small garden, and then if all went well, I could increase it. So we'll see how it goes. Got broccoli, spaghetti squash. What else? Of course, tomatoes. You got to have tomatoes. And zucchini. And there's something else I can't remember. So I have 2 layers of each color. And I'm going to stir it just a little bit, run the popsicle stick through it so the colors will blend a little bit, but not get muddy. And this is going to be the tricky part. See if I can pour this with some control as to how much is going to come out. So here we go. Okay. Well, that went pretty good, I thought. So here we go. We're going to start swiping. And keep your fingers crossed. I hope this works out. Think. Oh, it's very, very delicate. Very soft touch. And I probably, to have more feather go out, the length of the feather, I should have made this line wider. Because it is not wanting to drag. That's a very soft touch look to it. And it doesn't do any good to have a shaky hand either. All right, I'm going to keep going forward with this, and to do this other side, I'll just pour more on the opposite side. I'm just kind of like laying the paper towel in the paint. Okay, let's go down the other side. I'm thinking maybe swoosh. I think I'm going to redo this one real quick before I add that other side to the purple. So it'll be a little bit more predominant than what it is now. Let's see, is that, no, that's not the same color. Let's see, we had Pathalio green, bright blue, Caribbean, pick that up and do the bottom half of it. I should have left my colors over here on this side. You ever just have one of those days where you just don't seem to be very organized? Okay. All right, so the bottom half is done. We'll lift it up. Try not to get paint splatters anywhere except for where we want them. We're going to lay this in here. Let go. And go around. Colors aren't coming out to where they were. Okay. Let that sit there for a minute. I think I started here on this outside. So I can bring it out around here. All right, the colors are brighter this time. Let's do that again. We'll do the opposite side. Okay, here we go. So I put that down wrong. I'm gonna have to go back and go out. I put it in the wrong place. There. Now, let's see. All right. I'm not real happy with it, but I think I can improve by adding some stuff to it. So there's 3 different techniques, and I don't know about y'all, but I think I like the dots the best. Still need to fix that, but I'm going to give this little baby here a quill. I'm just putting a little bit of paint on the end of this popsicle stick. I have a very steady hand today. Mama said there'd be days like this, right? Oh my goodness, we've already been gone and taping for an hour. Doesn't seem like that to me. I don't know about y'all, but I'm going to pour a little bit more on the opposite side of this and swipe. Try to go a little bit thicker. Okay, get another one of our paper towels and do the opposite side of this. I think the paper towel has such a light touch to it that it's like gliding on top of the paint, and that's why there's not a whole lot of paint flow. Because I really would like for these feathers to be longer. But they're very wispy. Let's see. I think I'll add some more paint right in here. I'm thinking about redoing the other side too, because it's just about soaked in. Painting with a paper towel. Who would have thought, right? Let's see, it's bringing more color. That's really pretty. So we'll just continue. No, but I didn't overdo it right there. Came out faster than I was ready for it to. Okay. Oop. Got too heavy. Okay, we'll go back to the other side. I think what I'm going to do to finish it off is to do maybe some vines going in and out, or some smaller feathers. Give it a little bit more interest. Still not getting a long feather. It definitely takes a little bit of practice with this technique, because you got to figure out exactly how to put enough paint in there to saturate. a lot of white right here. Yeah, I'm still at it. Trash. Well, I still think my favorite technique is this one right here. It the color's pulled real nice. It's very distinguished. You can see what it is. Actually, you could do a really nice leaf that way instead of a feather. This one here, I'm just wondering. You could sit and play with this all day long. Cut off a little snippet of it, and I'm going to saturate it in the blue and give it a few wispies. See if that'll do it. To me, it just doesn't, that feather just does not have enough personality to it. It needs something. Okay, let's see. Let's put him back in the blue again. Interesting. This one in the green. Well, I appreciate y'all hanging out this long with me today. I hadn't planned on it being a long video. But that happens sometimes when you start something, you have something in your mind and it doesn't work out that way. Always Always work through it. Might have to end up going back over the purple, because this is getting into it. Oh, Linda joined us. How you doing, Linda? Thanks for tuning in. We're just playing in the paint today. All right, so I'm going to start here. Go all the way there. All right, let's go some on the back side. We'll straighten out his quill. I'm almost satisfied. How's everybody doing out there? Okay. It's a bunch of feathers, isn't it? Let's see. There's kind of a glare on the laptop screen, so I can't really get a good idea as to what y'all can see, but I want you to see how pretty those colors are. The orange, yellow, and the red, the purple. I think I'll continue playing with it. Just give it a few little flower or feathers here and there. And maybe deepen this up a little bit more, make it more predominant, that color. And we'll see what happens. But I really appreciate y'all hanging in there. Goodness gracious, this is a long video. But we did 3 different techniques and experimented. I guess you could call this 4th. The string by itself. Might add some more wispies in there. Happy Thursday, y'all, and I will see you Tuesday for Crafty Tuesday. Not sure what we're going to do yet, but I'll see you then, if not before. Hugs, everybody. Thank you for tuning in, and see you next week. Bye-bye.